On behalf of the Bess Streeter Aldrich Foundation, we'd like to welcome you to the Bess Streeter Aldrich home. She often referred to it as the Elms, which appeared on her stationery. And that worked out pretty well for her because from 1922 until 1946, the elm trees were quite beautiful. After that time, the Dutch elm disease took them, but we're fortunate that the Clements family, who purchased the home and ultimately donated it to the foundation, replaced each tree as it died with a different species. And so you're invited to go around and see the trees, which are all labeled, as well as look at the gardens at the conclusion of this tour or any other time that you're going by. There's no charge to enjoy our gardens. As you come into the house, you will notice that this is a 1922 Prairie Mansion. It has 7,000 square feet and 2 floors, and it was purchased for a mere $7,000. As I mentioned, the Aldrich lived here until 1946, at which time Mrs. Aldrich moved to Lincoln to be close to her daughter Mary. The house was sold to Guy and Marie Clements. And then the next generation of Clements was Dwight and Marge, who graciously donated the house in the 1990s. Mrs. Aldrich was tired. This was the fifth house that they lived in Elmwood, and actually appeared to be tired of the darker spaces, the Victorian age, and liked this concept of lots of bright windows. There are 57 windows in the house, and she often remarked that her sunroom was her favorite room. In this room, you will find what appears to be wicker furniture, and this was purchased by Mrs. Aldrich from a traveling salesman in the late 1920s. But it's not wicker. It's actually what they were having the prisoners make at that time. It's actually twisted paper. And so as you enter into the living room, you'll notice a picture on the bookcase to your left, and that is the prison workroom, where you see a wooden structure on the floor and balls of twisted paper in the ceiling and some laying in the lower right-hand corner. These then were weaved into the structure.